welcome back, or if you're here for the first time, welcome to my channel. I'm Color Mama, and today I'm going to be starting my first series on this channel, and that is my coloring book collection / completed pages and whips. So I originally was thinking that this series would just be 2 parts, but as I started prepping everything, it's looking more like it's going to be 3 parts. I do think this will be probably the longest and have the most books, because today I'm covering Johanna Basford, which is the artist I have the most coloring books from, Kirby Rosanes, and Hanna Karlzon. So I will be showing you any completed pages or whips that I have, and if there are any uncolored books, I've also just picked out my favorite page because I know these are books that everybody's probably seen, so just want to share something a little different with you guys. All right, well, I am going to move these out of the way and we are going to get started. All right, so starting up with small victories, and this is a unique one for me to start with because I have actually just turned this into kind of a test book / experiment book. I had a couple completed pages in it. I just really wasn't liking them. They were ruining the book for me. So then I just started experimenting with other stuff. So I will be replacing this copy eventually and just kind of keeping this one for trying new techniques, trying out different things, just kind of something that I don't have to worry about necessarily ruining it, so to speak. But I do have a couple of completed pages. This is actually one that I like. I really like the color scheme. So this is just the introduction page and the publishing information. So yeah, I really liked this one. Not sure where it started going downhill on this. So because I also really liked this one that I did with the trucks. So I did same color scheme for the trucks and then just added different colors for the little themes, I guess. This is Prismacolor pencil and jelly roll, glitter pens, and it looks like I was still dating my pages. So this one was done back in September of last year. Okay, maybe this is where it kind of started to go downhill. I don't know what was going on here in the background, but I was messing around with, I'm not even sure what medium that is. It might be like Neocolor 2s. Just trying to figure out what they were. I'm not even sure what that is, but that's kind of an example of how this just became a mess around, try things out book. I also have this completed page, which I don't love. I think I was trying to go for more of like a summery and a wintry vibe, but just don't like the way it turned out. Same with this one. I actually did this one later than the truck one, so I'm not sure what happened, but I'm just not really a fan of the way that it turned out. It doesn't seem like the colors were blending very well. Prismacolor pencils, jelly roll, glitter and jelly roll, metallic. This one's okay. This one I finished, it looks like before the truck page, so I didn't know how to do the lighting effect thing there. I was just trying. I don't think I've ever done it before. But this would be Prismacolor pencils, jelly roll for the border. Don't know if there's any jelly roll on the inside actually. still don't love it and will be excited to recolor it in my next copy because I know it's a popular page. This one was done in November of last year. I think probably out of all of them, I like this one the most. Oh, I did kind of try to do like the light effect right here and up here, and actually it looks a lot better than in the other photo. So besides probably the introduction page, it's probably my next favorite page that I've colored in this book. Definitely some glitter gel pen. It looks really good on the spoon. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but lots of glitter gel pen around, and then Prismacolor pencils. My next page is just this whip of these houses. I think this was just kind of I want to color something but don't want to start a big photo, so or a big illustration, so I'm just going to color a couple of these houses randomly. Next is this one. This might have been, it's not dated, but this might have been the first one I did in the book, and if it is, then yeah, I didn't really start out uphill as far as what I like. I think this was the first time I ever tried distress ink, and so that's why the background is kind of a mess. And then I just didn't know what to do with the circles after that. I didn't know how to make them look cohesive with the background. Yeah, it just didn't turn out at all what I was hoping. So I actually will be excited to recolor that one as well. Then I have these two, just this whip where I think this one I was just messing around with some pencils that I had. I wasn't at home, but for some reason I had the book. And then this one I just did for fun one day. This one is all with glitter gel pen. Oh, except for the flowers. And I think I just, again, kind of mindless coloring, decided that I want to use glitter gel pen. Wow, it's so sparkly. Again, I don't know if the camera picks that up, but yeah. And so that's all my completed pages and whips in Small Victories. And like I said, I will be replacing this book at some point, and then just using this copy as kind of a mindless coloring, try things out type of situation, just because there's a lot of pages that I want to color again, like this one, and just pages that I just didn't like how they turned out, and I want to look at a book and like the pages that I've done, especially when I really like the book. So that's, again, Small Victories by Johanna Basford. Just trying to decide where to put all these. Next is this PDF by Johanna Basford. This is actually the only PDF that I own. I believe I just got this for free when I signed up for her newsletter. It's uncolored. Well, I did color one page from it, but I don't have it with me. So I just picked an uncolored page that's my favorite. And that's this one. I like this, half is underwater and half is above water. I think that would be something cool for me to try. It could just be the way that it printed, because some of the other ones have blank space down here, but does feel like there's a lot of blank space down here. So I would have to figure out what to do with that, but that's okay. If you've never seen this before, like I said, just a little PDF book. Let's see, this is an example. I think this one printed strangely. But yeah, I believe that I got this when I signed up for her email newsletter. Since it's the only PDF I have right now, this is how I've been keeping it. Probably not the best way to store it, but eventually I'll put it probably in a binder with page protectors. Either just when I get time or when I get more PDFs. All right, next up is Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. This book I've had for a long time, and there is a page in it that wasn't colored by me. I think it might just be this first page here. Let's see. Yeah. So this side wasn't colored by me and is kind of a whip. I think that I could go back and just finish it up for, I can't remember who colored it, maybe my mom or my cousin. But this side I did color and I really like how it turned out. I actually really like the color scheme. I'm not sure if I had watched a tutorial yet on coloring strawberries, but they're not awful. So yeah. And I really like the way the cake turned out too. And then I just have one other completed page in this book that I'm not a huge fan of, and that's this one. Don't know what happened there. Not really a fan of the way the soft pastel is done in the background. It's just really messy. Probably the first time I'd ever even used it, actually, now that I think about it. I don't love the dark gray. I just don't think that the color scheme worked super well. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a date, so I don't know when this one was done. But yeah. There are some pages in here that I like. I think kind of like everybody else that I've seen, for some reason this book tends to get abandoned, and I don't know why I don't like to come to it. You will see that this is, besides Small Victories, this is my only Johanna Basford book that's not spiral bound, and that's because I took all my Kirby and my Johanna books in and had them spiral bound, and this one's a different size than the rest, so it wouldn't have fit in that order. But I did realize recently that I'm missing a Johanna Basford book, which I'll talk about later, that I really want. And so maybe I'll have this spiral bound when I take that one in, or if I buy that one spiral bound, I do think that at some point I will need to have this bound because it's falling apart. So that's Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. All right, next up is Magical Worlds. I do have 2 completed pages in this, but one I just completed in the month of August, so that will be in my August completed pages video. And the other one that I have is this one of the, I don't know, gingerbread house is kind of how I colored it. Prismacolor pencils. I'm trying to think. There's definitely some jelly rolls somewhere in very small areas. It's okay. This one was finished. It looks like, I was very not consistent with dating my pages, but it looks like this one was finished December of last year. So I colored it for Christmas. Yeah, I mean, it's not my favorite page, but it's not my least favorite page. I think it's okay. I like the color scheme of like the brighter colors, but I'm wondering if maybe what I don't like is how dark the gingerbread house is, and then I could have lightened up the border too, but. So that's Magical Worlds by Johanna Basford, and as you can see, it is spiral bound, and I believe the rest of them are too. This is World of Flowers by Johanna Basford, and actually, before going to get my book spiral bound, I repurchased this book. So this is not my original copy. I did give away my original copy, so unfortunately, I don't have it. But if I find like any pictures I took of the pages that were in that one, I will add them into the video just for fun. But they're definitely not great. So I have the Book Belongs To page, which I love. I love the color scheme. I love how simple it is. I love that I didn't try to do anything else on the page. I think that it just looks good the way that it is. Prismacolor pencil, jelly roll pens, glitter pens. And then my other completed page is this kind of wallpaperish page. Again, I don't think you can really see the jelly roll pens, but and it's okay. Again, Not my favorite page, not my least favorite page. But this was another book with my first copy that I really, really like coloring flowers, and I wanted to enjoy this book when I opened it, and there were just some pages in there that were just really early, and it is fun to look back at your early pictures, but it also makes you think, oh, I could color that so much better now. So I just gave that book away just because someone else wanted it and didn't care that it had colored pictures in it. But I think if I went back, I would have just kept it so that I could show you some of those as well, and so that I could look back on them. But now I have this copy, and so far I'm enjoying it. So that's World of Flowers by Johanna Basford. Next is Magical Jungle. This is the only copy I've ever owned of this one. I just have the title page completed. The colors kind of look similar to the page that I just showed you in World of Flowers. Maybe I did the same color combination. Just looks a little boring to me. There's no, I don't think there's any, oh, maybe it just on the leaves here, glitter gel pen, but it might not even be glittery. It might be like metallic or regular. Oh yeah, I can kind of see some now on the leaves. But yeah, I mean, again, not my favorite, not my least favorite. I like that I was just trying some different color schemes, and that's the only one I have colored so far in this book, so excited to color more. I got these books, I want to say maybe the beginning of the year or end of last year. No, because I had colored in Magical Worlds in December, so must have been sometime last year. Wow, shit has gone by fast. So that's Magical Jungle by Johanna Basford. Next is another one that I got a recopy of, and again I gave away my original copy with World of Flowers to the same person. So this is Rooms of Wonder, and I have probably my all-time favorite completed page in this book, which you would have seen already. So I just finished it in July, and that's this fish tank page. I love how it turned out. I love looking at it. It makes me want to open the book because I just think it turned out so good. And then my other completed page, oh, this is actually just a whip. So when I was doing the water for this page, I only had that color combination of pencil, and I finished the water on this page. So I just came over here and started doing the water on this page because I wanted to keep coloring but didn't have my other pencils. So some point I'll come back to this. It wasn't necessarily meant to be turned into like some long-term whip, but at the same time I don't have any current plans to come back to it. So yeah, at some point I will. But that's all I have in Rooms of Wonder by Johanna Basford. And then my last Johanna Basford book that I own is Johanna's Christmas. This one is not spiral bound because it is, what do you call it? It's like sewed. The binding is sewed, I believe. So it wasn't falling apart. And I just have the one page in here. You can see it better there. And that is this one. I really like how this page turned out. Oh, and there is a date. So this one was also done last Christmas. But I went back and forth, like, doesn't need a background, doesn't need a background. And when I look at it, like, I just don't know what I would have done for the background. Do I think a background would have just kind of filled in the page a little bit more? For sure. But I just don't know what I would have done. And even if I went back and tried to add a background now, one, I would be worried about ruining the page, which I don't want to ruin it because I like it. And two, I still don't know what I would do for a background. So yeah, I love the color scheme that I chose for this page. Yeah, overall, I just think it looks really good. And I remember it being a fun page to color too. So that's my completed page from Johanna's Christmas. All right. Now moving on to Kirby. So first up I have, I'm not sure what's going on with this paper here, Fragile Worlds. I have a few done on this one. So I have this frog page, which you may or may not have seen on my Instagram. Soft pastel for the background, Prismacolors for the foreground, jelly roll on the slugs. And yeah, I like this page. I think that it looks good. I looked up photos for the frogs. I believe they're called lemur frogs, is what I think that they're called. And you can tell I didn't repurchase these books. This was done before I had them spiral bound. As you can tell, there's no way I would have been able to get it so good in there. And then next completed page I have in this book is this butterfly page. I love the flowers. I love the butterfly. Not a huge fan of the background. Again, not sure what I was testing with the background. It kind of just looks like watercolor pencil, but I'm not sure what brand or anything. And I probably just didn't know what I was doing. And it's okay. I mean, I don't hate the page, so. And that one, probably most likely done before with spiral bound as well. Then I have this double page spread. I believe this was the first double page spread that of Kirby's that I ever finished. And I remember getting really sick of coloring the water. In fact, some of the water is just like water-based marker because I was so sick of coloring the water that I was just done. So, and I like that one as well. This is a whip. That's probably why the paper is there. I just need to do the water. Pretty much all of the eels are completed. I'm not sure why I haven't come back to it. I think it's just kind of a little bit of a repetitive page after getting the eels done. And then I think I was coloring water in that Johanna Basford fish tank page, and I didn't feel like coloring water anymore. So I'm not sure why there's a sticky on this side. And I believe that's it in this book. Yep. So it's all my completed pages and whips in Fragile World. Next is Worlds Within Worlds. This is the first page I ever did in this book, the Dragon Eye. I love how it turned out. It's all Prismacolor pencil, except for the black. I can't remember what I used for that. Possibly, that might actually be pencil as well. Not sure. But yeah, I love how that page turned out. I love that I did it before it was spiral bound because you can see how I was able to get all the way to the edge there. And then I have this double page spread. This would have been the second double page spread I did, and I followed a color along from my Colorful Country Life on this one. I didn't do a background though, and there were a few things that I did differently, like the fish are all gel pen, not Prismacolor pencil. Same with the slug, and maybe some parts of the dragonfly as well. But yeah, I love the flowers on this page. That's definitely the part that I like the most, is the flowers. I think that they turned out good. And then my last completed page in this book is this one. This clock page. Looks like I did this last October. Not really sure what I was going for with this one. Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of feels all over the place to me with the color palette. Like they go together, but they don't go together, kind of. But anyways, so that's all my completed pages and whips, which I don't think, oh no, I did have, no, that was in the other one. I don't think I have any whips in this one, and Worlds Within Worlds. Next is, I believe this is an uncolored book. So this is Mythomorphia. I got this book for the first time, again, before having my book spiral bound. And this is an uncolored book because I picked my favorite page in the book, which is this one. I like the idea of like the double page spread and how similar they are, but just a little bit different. I definitely would want to do them contrasting somehow, I think. At least the ladies, fairies, I guess, because of theirs. But yeah, looking through the book, I think this is definitely my favorite page in it. And I don't know when I'll start in this book. I feel like I pick it up a lot, but just maybe I'm feeling a little intimidated or feel like it would just take up a lot of time because I haven't started in it and I'm not sure why, because obviously I bought it and I'm pretty picky about buying books unless I won't buy them unless I know that I'll color in them at some point. So at some point I'll get started in Mythomorphia, but that's my favorite page in there. And then next I have my last Kirby book, which is Mythic World. And I just have one whip in here, and that's this one. Again, I think I did not want to color the water, so I like the way his body's turning out. I like his red hair. But I haven't found the motivation to color the water. And I think part of me also doesn't know how to color the water a little bit. So, looks like I need to do, hopefully I have this color combination somewhere because it looks like I need to do his fin or whatever this is right here. So yeah, hopefully I can figure out that color combination and find some motivation or ideas of what to do with the water. So that I can complete this page at some point. But that's all I've started in Mythic World. I don't own all the Kirby books, and in a future video I will talk more about the books that I don't own. But that's the last Kirby book that I have. It looks like we're making pretty good time, and I only have 2 books left to show you, and those are the 2 Hanna Karlzon books that I own. So the first is Tales from the Witch's Cottage. And the first page in here is this bug page. I think I just quickly wanted to color in this book. So I just did this bug page. It definitely looks way too plain and needs some sort of background. There's really, I mean, there's a little bit of like shading, I guess is what you would call it, like as far as adding in some different hues of color and stuff, but not a lot. Not sure when I did that page, but I color a lot differently now, it seems like. Then I have this whip. Really, if I just came back and just finished the last candle, it would look a little bit more completed, but I don't know. I don't know where this color combination is. Probably on this paper somewhere. I love the candlesticks. I think that they turned out really well. I don't like the candles, and that's why I stopped working on the page. Because I'm not sure what I was trying to do with the candles, but it was not working. But I love the candlesticks. So yeah, maybe I could just come back and finish that page up. Then I have this page. Uncolored, this was one of my favorite pages in the whole book. And I was a little sad because I don't feel like I ruined it, but it didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to. I drew in the moon and the clouds and the trees. But yeah, the pumpkins, just, I was trying to do something and it just wasn't working. Same with her dress. I think I was just looking at an inspo photo and it just wasn't working. I should have just probably done my own thing a little bit more. And it would have turned out better, but it's okay. And that's all actually that I have in Tales from the Witch's Cottage by Hanna Karlzon. And then last is Tales from the Forest Kingdom, which you would have just seen in my haul video. I don't have any colored pages. In my haul video, I choose a page from each book that I got that I would color like in that moment if I were to start the book. And funny enough, my favorite uncolored page was one that I was looking at in that book, but it is not the one that I chose, I believe, if I remember correctly, in that video. And that's this one. And I think the reason I said was because of the unicorns. I have a hard time coloring animals, but mythical animals might not be as bad. So this is definitely my favorite page in the book. It wasn't the one that I chose if I were to start the book right in the moment when I was filming the haul video, but I love to look at it. It's definitely my favorite in the book after flipping through again. And yeah, I mean, they are unicorns, so maybe I would enjoy coloring mythical creatures more than realistic creatures. That is my favorite uncolored page from an uncolored book, Tales from the Forest Kingdom. All right, well, I think that we made good time through those 3 authors. Like I said, thinking this is going to be a 3-part series. And so I'm excited to find out who I'm going to cover next. I feel like I have somewhat of a good variety of authors, if not very many books from each author. Like, you know, I only have 2 Hanna Karlzon books. So I hoped you enjoyed this video, just kind of seeing my colored pages, my whips, and getting an idea of the books that I have in my collection. As always, now that you are kind of getting an idea of what books I have that you might also have, reach out to me if you want to do a buddy color. And let me know which of your favorite from each artist I shared today, which is your favorite book. All right, guys. See you next time. Bye.